It's Monday morning, and today I'm going to work on my first official Patreon portrait. Once every 3 months, I decided to do a pet portrait for one of you lovely viewers. So if you'd like the chance to win one, sign up for my Patreon linked below. In my last video, I talked about how I was able to quote-unquote retire early, and while it largely came down to privilege and luck, it was also the result of living a frugal, one-planet lifestyle for the past decade. People say that money doesn't buy happiness, and that we shouldn't look at happiness in terms of milestones, like, I'll be happy when I find a partner, or I'll be happy when I buy a house. Because when we reach these milestones, we're still not happy, because now we're just thinking of the next milestone. And while this is true for a lot of people, it is possible to break this cultural mindset and truly accept where you're at and stop striving for a higher standard of living. Once you have all your needs met, of course. I feel like I'm in a unique position where now that I'm officially a homeowner, it really does feel like I've made it. I still need money to maintain my home and my current lifestyle, but I'm no longer striving to increase my standard of living. So my intention with this channel is to show one example of a one-planet lifestyle, and share how rich life can be while living within the planetary boundaries. What I have now, a comfortable home with electricity and running water, functioning appliances, access to food, books, music, adequate transportation, healthcare, basic clothes and furniture, supportive relationships, and the freedom to spend my time working on stuff that I am intrinsically motivated to do, is truly all you need. And everyone on the planet could have these things if the fucking rich would stop consuming more than their fair share and actually start paying taxes. Tax the fucking rich. Goddamn. I regret to inform you that I've made very little progress on my splits, and that is because I've only been doing them for an average of 2.67 times per week. I was able to calculate this because I've been tracking my workouts for the past several years in this notebook here. I highly recommend doing this if you have any specific athletic goals, because if you don't, you're pretty much hopeless, because your brain will trick you into thinking you work out a lot more often than you actually do. When you track it, the data doesn't lie. And 2.5 times per week is just not going to cut it. Like, that is sufficient for maintenance, not progress. So I need to up it to at least 5 times per week, and I'll report back in 6 weeks. I'm very excited to share one of my favorite meals with y'all. This plant-based ricotta cheese recipe is super versatile. You can make lasagna, manicotti, baked ziti, but tonight I'm making stuffed shells. The original recipe calls for vegan cream cheese, but I typically sub this out with the cashew sour cream from the Oshi Glow's cookbook, but with less water so it's nice and thick. I usually use a jar of regular pasta sauce, but sometimes I'll make a butternut squash sauce instead, and it's very delicious. It's not absolutely necessary, but I like to sprinkle some vegan mozzarella on top. Violife is great, but if you can get your hands on some Miyoko's mozzarella, it's chef's kiss. I saw this reel on Instagram that was talking about how all these wellness influencers are really promoting a lifestyle that requires more privilege than discipline. And I felt that to my core. I'm only able to stay disciplined with this kind of stuff because I've always had the privilege of having enough time to rest. Like, I am not a particularly disciplined person. If I had to work multiple low paying jobs just to pay the bills or feed my kids, you can bet your ass I would not be doing this much yoga and cooking and reading. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of political books in preparation for a few upcoming videos, and I needed to break it up with a fun, brain-off romance novel. So I read The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez, and it served. Although it wasn't my favorite of her books, I did pull an all-nighter reading it, so I tried to go to sleep, but then I gave up and just kept reading. So yeah, I take back what I said before about books not keeping me up like TV does. Abby Jimenez books are like crack to me, and it literally makes no sense. Because I'm kind of an anti-romantic in real life. Like, I don't believe in soulmates, and I'm not a very sentimental person. The intensity of these love proclamations in romance novels is a bit much for me. But even though these books make me roll my eyes a lot, at the same time, I'm like injected into my veins. I don't know what it is. Anyway, this book definitely makes you question what constitutes an emotional affair. I am not into cheating, but honestly, this girl's boyfriend was so awful that I didn't see a problem with their quote unquote emotional affair. Like, nearly every instance of forced proximity between the two main characters was literally orchestrated by her boyfriend fucking up in some way, and asking Chris, his best friend, to step in and do whatever favor she had asked of him. Also, shout out to Abby Jimenez for frequently portraying the working class struggle in her books. Imperfectly, perhaps, but she deserves props. Another thing I liked about this book was her portrayal of alcohol consumption. As someone who does not drink, it was refreshing to see her acknowledge the consequences of what a lot of people see as moderate drinking. Like, binge drinking and getting shit faced occasionally should not be accepted as normal behavior. And having just a few drinks on a regular basis is enough to destroy your liver. We have 2 dead parents and 2 deadbeat parents in this one, so add that to the tally. I have still yet to read a romance novel without a dead or deadbeat parent, so if you know of one, let me know.